Vanakkam. How are you, Claire?
Hello there. I'm very good. Thank you very much. And yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for accepting to be with us for the next 60 minutes. And this Expert Talks with Hari has three segments in it. The first segment is all about who is Miss Claire, what's her journey. And the second segment is about mantras of successful business. The third segment is a surprise segment. So I'll start with who is Miss Claire. Over to you.
Hello there. Hi. Lovely to be here with you today. And yes, thank you. Thank you. It's amazing just to be able to come and talk to you and share a little bit of my passion. So my name is Claire Boscq-Scott, like Harry said. And originally I am French. I was born in Paris. And my parents decided that it'd be a great idea to go down the south of France and open up a restaurant. So from about the age of about 7 or 8, I was carrying plate in the restaurant. And I guess when you're in that environment, you either love it or hate it. And I loved it. I loved being around people. I love seeing them having fun, enjoying, and really kind of coming back. And, that was a real great energy for me. So I kind of continue in that journey. I did my catering school in Nice, down the south of France. And then I started traveling a bit. So I found a little island called Jersey. Yes, a little island between France and England. And that was my first season. And that's where I learned speaking English. So I was doing summer season there and French resort in the winter, doing ski resort, which was fabulous. And then I went and worked at Disney World in Epcot Center. Yes, with Mickey Mouse. And that was just an amazing experience. And my very, very first, I guess, very professional and profound experience with what customer and employee experience means. That was 25 years ago. And I still live by, how they believe, how they thrive, how they really look after their employees and their customers. So that was my first kind of, I got hooked. I came back to England and eventually I came back to Jersey 20 years ago to run hotels. So I was still very much in hospitality, looking after guests, taking care of my employees, and really kind of being in that environment of service for a good probably 10 years. 10 years, yes. 10 years ago, I was in a hotel. I had my two children, which were 6 and 10 at the time. I was getting divorced, and the hotel industry is really, really tough. When you're in it, you really have to be passionate about it to drive with it. And at the time, I knew I was getting tired. I had an au pair at home looking after the children, and I couldn't continue like that. Something had to give in. And it was either going to be me because I was going to fall sick or something was going to happen. So I decided to leave the job, get divorced, sell my house, and start from fresh. And that was my very first kind of big challenge. You talk about challenge and how it molded my life. That was my very first experience where everything that I've done was to start a new business. And I realized that there was a gap in the market in Jersey. And this gap was mystery shopping. There was no one in Jersey actually doing mystery shopping. So mystery shopping is the measurement of the customer service, of the employees' performances, and how you can improve your business by really understanding what's being done right and what needs more improvement in your business. And that was it. That's the beginning of my new life. I had my children. I was a mom at home. I could work from home. I could run my business. And I started doing mystery shopping and helping businesses deliver exceptional customer service. 11 years now this year. I'm celebrating 11 years next month. And that was it, 11 years. I've had some ups and I've had some downs, and it's been amazing how the business has changed all the way through with one common theme. being able to help businesses to deliver amazing customer experience. This has never left me. I've done lots of different things, but this is still my mission. Today, I am still in quest for any businesses that I can help deliver the amazing customer experience.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Now we move on to the second segment, which is mantras of business success. So first, we'll start with what is success to you?
What did you say was the first question?
What is success to you? Your definition of success.
Well, for me, for the businesses, I mean, for my businesses and the businesses that I help, is, seeing them and seeing their employees feel good, be well in their environment, giving great service, smiling, feeling that they're doing something right, and being able to help them to do that. This is the greatest achievement. I've had businesses who won industry award. I've had hotels who's kept their 5 stars ratings. I've had retailers who've been growing exponentially. I've had, all sorts of different businesses. And the amazing thing is when you come in and we start a program of measuring the customer service, this is the beginning of it, because what you really want is actually looking at after the whole of the business. So you'll look at the culture, you look at the environment and how it affects people, you look at the people, the employees, and then you look at the customers. And with that, I call it the woggle dance, because I love bees and I think that bees are just amazing. And this is a virtual circle. So you continue doing that consistently. You look after your culture, you look after the environment, you look after your people, and you look after your customers. So as a business, if you can do that, you will have a successful business. And there's 4 steps that you need to do. So this is like my crunch. I'm giving you lots of good tips now for really kind of achieving success. The 4 things that you need to do. You need to really assess, understand what your customers are saying, what your employees are saying. You really need to know what they need, what they want from you. Assessing is the first step. Then you need to develop your strategies. When you've assessed and you've understood what's needed, develop the strategies. Look at every step of the way in the 4 areas that we talked about: culture, environment, people, and business. And this is the moment where you're looking at your strategies, you're looking at your business, and you're looking at how can you improve. Once you've done that, step 3 is developing those strategies. Yes, there's no point to actually spend a lot of time developing strategy if you don't implement the strategies and train your staff. This is just killing me, Harry. You have businesses spending thousands of pounds or dollars in advertising, and they don't spend a penny in training their staff. This drives me insane. Really, this is crazy. And then the last step is measuring. Measure your customer service, measure to see what your employees are doing right, separate it, and then you can just identify other areas that needs improvement. So those are my kind of good tips for you as a business to be successful. You need to look after the culture, the environment, the people, and the customers. And then you're doing those 4 steps, and you can be sure to be successful.
Thank you so much for sharing those 4 pillars of success when it comes to business. Now I would like to ask any area which you could quote from your experience where you have consulted, and any case studies you would like to share, any brands you have helped.
Well, the problem is with mystery shopping, it's a mystery. If I tell you, I'll have to kill you.
Okay, maybe without telling the name of the brand, if you could say which sector is it allowed? Is that is it possible?
Of course, yes. We've done some great work. I mean, we've done some work with, obviously, hospitality being my background. I have got a bit of a pep things for the hospitality industry and the retail industry as well. They work so hard. They put so much effort in trying to come to the demand of their customers. So when you do a mystery shopping program, so for example, I worked with a hotel, and hotel gets mystery shopped anyway because they've got to follow standards, whether
Yes.
it's AA inspectors, whether it's Visit Britain, whether it's the American standards. They have to follow the standards, and if they don't, that's when they could lose their standard. They lose their stars, and then in that case, it's not great, is it, for branding and for hotel to lose a star. So you need to
Right.
really understand what the program is about. What are the questions? What are the things that your staff, your employees are supposed to be doing? And once you've done that and you're really, really clear on your standard, you then be able to train your staff to it and do the measurement from it. And once the measurement is done, you will send a mystery shopper like me to do a performance visit. So, for example, I would go into the restaurant, I would checking into the hotel, I would go into the spa. I know I've got a hard life, Harry, haven't I? I know it's just really, really tough, to be a mystery shopper. But this is the key, because as an outsider, no one knows that I'm here. Everybody gets on with their job, and I can see what's working and what's not working. I can see what the standards are given, and if they are following the instructions, if they're following the standard from the company. And the exciting bit of it is actually when the results come in and we can sit down with the management team, we can look at all the areas, we can create action plans to really kind of look at the areas and say, this is really good, this is working, this needs some improvement. What can we do about this? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? And really empowering the managers to take responsibility and accountability for making the changes. And then you repeat the process. You teach, you train, you implement new strategies, and then you mystery shop again. Really, really simple process. But if it's followed and it's done properly, it's so powerful because you're gaining so much information. And that particular hotel kept their 5-star rating because we did a program with them. And that was just amazing. It was a really, I got a big bunch of flowers, and it was amazing because, they're my guys, So yes, that's one of the programs we did with the hotel as such.
Okay. And when it comes to this current situation of COVID, what we see is all the businesses who are uh, basically they were built around the experience. The businesses like, say, hospitality or any other industry in this track, now people do not want to come to the hospitals or sorry hotels, and most of the people who come to the hotels, before it used to be they would like to see a person and talk to. Now they wanted more contactless check-in, contactless minibar replenishment. So how do we handle this in this time of crisis?
I think, the thing is, Harry, customer service is never going to change. People's expectations are getting higher and higher. And this is for sure. They want speed. They want flexibility. They still want to feel important. They still want to feel valued. They still want people to have empathy. And yes, they may want to have quick check-in, but if there's a problem, they still want to see somebody. They still want to be able to talk to someone and actually share that moment with them. And so, yes, everybody has going to have to adapt, has to have to adapt. There's no question about it, and this is when you need to really assess your customers. You really need to understand what they need, what they want from you, and how can you deliver it. We've seen hotels starting doing outside catering and delivering food and we've got a hotel, they were doing afternoon teas and delivering with a bottle of champagne and leaving things like that, which you would have never dreamt about this before.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
everybody is having to adapt very, very quickly. And this is the thing. We need to adapt very quickly. We need to look around and ask our customers, what do you want from us? How do you want it? Where do you want it? So then you can adapt and be flexible and give your customers what they need. It really is as simple as that. Very, very quick. We need to be able to manage that flexibility and adaptability.
Also, one more thing, what I notice is like with this change, there's a lot of requirement when it comes to training the staff, re-strategizing, reshaping the culture.
Yes, absolutely.
Built, but now the entire thing, now the now the entire system has to be changed. And I saw a recent study where it says 93% of the strategies which were successful before COVID has to be reshaped again because the entire gamut has changed. So how do you see that?
So again, this is where, where as a business, you need to look at your customer journey. So, and the customer journey is all the steps that you're going to have to do to give your customers that amazing customer service. From the moment that they actually hear your name, they go on your website, they start clicking, they're calling you, they're coming to you. Every step of the way has to be mapped out. And the thing is, we call that mapping, journey mapping. You looking at every single step and you're understanding what is your customer going to do if it touches this, what's going to happen if he rings that number. So you need as a business to look at your journey, and if you haven't done it, you need to do that process. It's very, I know you've got so much to do. I understand you have. But if you don't understand what your customer is going to feel and is going to do during its time with you, this is when you're going to be in trouble. This is when you're going to be missing steps, and this is when problems and issues arises. So as a business, looking at touching point, all your touch points, and once you've done the touch point, the magic is, Harry, to connect with the customer and an emotional level. This is the key to fantastic customer service. If you can connect with your customers on an emotional level, if they feel good, if they feel that you're looking after them, if you feel that you're doing what's right for them, they will love you. So when you're looking at your map and your journey mapping, then add on, how is this going to feel? What are they going to think? What's their behavior going to be during that process? And if you can make them feel, wow, that was amazing, they are going to love you. And this is the magic happen. You're looking at your customers, you're touching them on an emotional level, and they become your advocates. They will be with you. They'll return to you. They'll recommend you. You won't have to spend any money on advertising because your customers will be doing that. So it's a big, big part of it. And then once you've done that, teach your employees to do it. Train your employees to feel good with their customers, to build rapport with them, to be interested, to bring compassion, to be transparent and authentic. Those are the kind of they're called soft skills. I hate that word. I absolutely hate that word. You're looking at teaching your employees those essential skills: communications, rapport building, being able to bring empathy, connect, on an emotional level, being able to realize what's happening with the customer in front of you. How is that person feeling, and how can you adapt your communication to be at the same level? Those are really, really important skills that needs to be taught, Harry. Yes, customer service and the etiquettes. This has always been the base of customer service. The please and the thank you and just smiling. Those are almost given. You kind of expect them anyway. They're basic customer service. Now you need to teach your employees to go even further. They need to learn those real essential skills to feel good with their customers, and being able to communicate in such a way that they're helpful, they're here, they want to serve, and they're doing it in a really nice way, really, really nice way, so they can look after them, and they just, they will feel like they've been taken care of.
Because what I noticed is most of the businesses Since due to this lockdown, they have to downsize. Either they have to lay off or furlough, or some of them have even been fired. So it's not that they wish to do that, but then the situation has pushed them to do that. And on the other side, people who have come out have also started pursuing things which they like. Instead of looking for another job, some people have become digital coach, some people have become photographers, some have become expert in cooking. They are following their passion. How do
Mm.
you see this? Like like an entrepreneur or a startup, what do you think are the key areas these people should focus on to be successful?
Yeah, I mean, startups is just such an exciting part of it, isn't it? Being an entrepreneur and thinking, oh, I've got an idea, I'm going to do this, it's going to be amazing. Okay, yes, it's a great idea. Yes, you may love cooking, but if you are starting up a business, remember you are starting a business. You are not just cooking for fun. So you need to be very clear about this. You need to have a business plan. You need to learn how to do a business plan. You need to have, actions. You need to have a mission. You need to know why you're doing it. You need to have a structured price list. Check your competition. Make sure that a business plan is solid and it's going to make you some money because we like in this pandemic, if you have no customers, you have no money, you have no business. And it is nice and fluffy to think, oh yes, I could be doing this, I can be a consultant, or oh, I've seen such and such and they're doing that so well. You know what, they're doing that so well because it's been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years they've been doing it. So learn from somebody, ask questions, surround yourself with people who can actually support you and help you, and look at tools who are going to help you as well. There's stuff that you can do as an entrepreneur which can help you, like a starter box kind of things. I've created that because I created a franchise opportunity, and I thought, actually, if anyone wants to start their own business, this would just be amazing. They take the box and you've got like hundred of templates, from emails to, and so get some help. Maybe not necessarily from me, but get some help. Listen to YouTube videos. Write a business plan and a marketing plan. Please, people, don't start a business just like that. It really needs to be structured because you're going to be down the line in 5-6 months, and it's not going to work, and you're going to have had spent a lot of money and hard work, and it's not worth it. So my advice is really kind of really make it a business, do it properly, look at your business plan, check out your competition, do your pricing right, and do something that people want.
Yes, 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 yes. Because
No, it's lovely to
you're
do
right.
love, but if no one wants it,
Then what's the use of having it? No, I completely agree with you, because what happens, uh, say a person who loves reading books ends up opening a bookstore. A person who loves having coffee opens a coffee shop. It doesn't work that way, because it's not what I like and I open a shop and expect people to come and buy. It is what is required there, and only that will sell. Because I personally have seen quite a few people who started business and winding up after 6 months or 8 months, because they were not able to connect with what's the requirement there in that particular geographical location. You said it right. When the service and the requirements are not met, then the
yeah,
business fails. If it's met, then definitely it prospers. Thank
yeah.
you. The other one which I want to ask is, there are new concepts which are coming up. For example, when we say we cannot go in person, now most of the things are coming online. A lot of people have started taking sessions, online courses focused on, say, different topics, starting anywhere from how to become a millionaire to how to clean your chakras. Everything is now done online. How do you see in our field? I also started as a hotelier. I did my
You
studies
did.
in Montreux, yeah, in Switzerland, and then I was working in Bellevue for a while in Switzerland, and then I moved to US. I was in Atlanta working for Westin Starwood in food and beverage. So, how do you see our field taking advantage of or leveraging technology? How do you see that?
Oh, this is key. I mean, absolutely key. And everybody who's thought, website, don't need it. Facebook, social media, no, we don't do that. We're good. We're good. We've got our customers are coming in. Well, this has been a bit of a wake up call, hasn't it? Because if you're not in it, you're not going to be seen. No one's going to know where you are. And actually, it's so fast, isn't it, Harry? Everything is so fast. We have technologies moving out of quicker than anything else. So if you need help, look at the technology. I can assure you, and that's my feeling, but technology needs to be there, but people will still want to see a person. That personal connection is you can't get that anywhere else. Yes, you can get somebody with a voice changing your channels or putting your perfect music, but you can't, have that personal connections as somebody with the feelings, the emotions, and that kind of yin energy that you're bringing when you're, that got that, which doesn't mean that it can't be done. I just the same, Harry. I pivoted all my businesses, all my services that I do now. I do online. I do mystery shopping, online training. I've created a proper online training for businesses to know
Wow.
how to do, mystery shopping step by step, so they can do it themselves, and it can be done in Australia, it can be done in China, it can be done in Brazil. It doesn't matter. Anybody can do that themselves and actually do it themselves, which is amazing. The same with the coaching. You have to have somebody who has a passion for it. And I think, if you're looking at opening up your own business, if you're looking at, doing your own things, you have to have it behind perseverance. You need to be having such a resilience for things. You need to be emotionally connected. You need to be accountable. You need to be congruent with your message. And those are like kind of four things that I talk about. It's called care. So congruence, accountability, resilience, and emotional intelligence. Those are four personal mastery, which are key if you're going to be starting your own business, or if you already are in business. Those are the kind of things that we all need to improve, and we need to learn. And I think a lot of people have used that time of the pandemic to grow, to develop, and just to upskill. If you don't, the business is going to go down. You'll have less customers, your employees won't be happy, you'll be, losing money and all that kind of thing. So always look at ways to improve yourself. Use the time that you have to improve yourself and see how you can improve your business in that moment in time. Think about ideas, look at what other people are doing and bring it to yourself, make it on your own, and actually continue to grow. Even if it's pandemic, it's going to go, it's going to, we've got to continue, haven't we? We're not going to stop. Obviously there are some business that stops, but if you can change your mindset, if you can see opportunities in those challenges, this is when you're going to win.
Okay. Because what I see is most of the people, as you rightly said, like seeing the opportunities, spotting it in the challenges what we face. The mindset shift is required of all the times now. So
Mm.
to see the possibilities, and also one more thing I'm seeing here, two completely different concepts, two different sectors, but they come together and they come up with a new idea. I
Mm.
saw people, also one more area which I'm seeing now is from one field all the way to another field, they take a shift. I've seen people from, from doing medicine and practicing being a doctor, they
Yeah.
have turned into a photographer,
Oh.
saying that they're saying that their heart lies there. And then we have people like this moving from one area all the way to another. This afternoon, I spoke with a person from Malaysia. She is a doctor, but she likes to interview people, and uh, she's been doing it for quite some time since this lockdown, and she started loving it, and she wants to pursue this for a long time. and she's doing some online courses to equip herself with more knowledge on that. uh, I kind of feel like, this is given a, of course, there are a lot of layers of issues, economic crisis, and all those things are happening, domestic violence, and all those psychosocial issues are happening. But also, in a way, this has given a second chance to people to think what they really want to do with their life
Mm,
and go ahead and pursue that. That's kind of a message given, and whoever is able to see the opportunity
yeah.
are able to tap on that. I'm seeing that. Thank you. The next question is, how do you see the because the rule has become no more competition, it's more collaboration, it's
Yes.
more cooperation. So
Yes.
can you elaborate on that? Because I'm seeing that not just regional, not national, it's now international. So tell speak on that, please.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, Harry. I'm completely with you on that one. I mean, I've always been a small business really by myself. Really, yeah. I mean, I had different people and mystery shoppers around across different islands and things, but I'm not a big corporation or big mystery shopping company with thousands of employees and things. And I've always thought this is the best way to learn to do business. If we can't be, you can't be an expert on everything. So why not collaborating with other people who are experts in that field so you can reach a much bigger client, so you can do a much bigger project and you can work together with your expertise and actually not competing, but actually working together. And it really, when you think about it, I mean, we've got the customer experience industry, it has flourished over the last 2 or 3 years. And there's a huge amount of amazing people who worked in the customer experience industry. Even though we are all kind of competitors, we are all also working together because all of us, we all have the same mission as well, is to help businesses to deliver amazing customer service. So, we do webinars together, we'll do podcasts. I've got a friend of mine, she started a Women in CX podcast. So we're working together to help each other because that's what together makes it stronger. I work with an NLP practitioner. We've just launched a new certified NLP online course, which has never been seen before. Because the NLP online course, on the NLP course, we're always a full week in the classroom with exercises, with a full week things, and now we've put that online, and we're working together because although I am a certified NLP practitioner, I'm not a trainer, but I feel that NLP is add value to my clients. It would add value to the employees of my clients. Being able to learn some of those techniques are going to be amazing. So for me, working with somebody else who do that, it's win-win for the clients, it's a win-win for us, and it's a win-win for anybody else who comes together with us. So absolutely, you can be an expert on everything. Collaboration is definitely the way to go. Definitely.
Also, one more area what I noticed is a lot of big giants, the companies which are really good, already established, and they identify small startups and then they support them. This kind of a good culture is forming. It's happening all over the world. I see a lot of people cross border. People are supporting from one country to another country startup, uh, collaborating with academic institutions. These kind of things are happening now. Have
Mm,
started happening now, and a lot of major companies are supporting that as well. How do you see that in hospitality industry? Because one thing I noticed from my college in Switzerland, Swiss Hotel Management School, they've introduced a lot of online courses. Interesting online courses have come rolled out, which I never thought a hospitality course would be on, because it's more of being in the restaurant, being in the field, experiencing, talking, guest service, and I was having that notion. But when I saw all these courses online, it's opening up new avenues. So how do you see that with academic side of this change?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and but also amazingly, how what the online courses do is they enable all the staff which work in 24 hours shift to actually attend this training. You remember, Harry, I was trying to put a training sessions for my staff, and I had 2 here and 3 there and 2 here, and then I had to do another session the next day after and try to pick, from the different departments, because they obviously were working. So in a structured hotel where you have to have 24-hour staff, being able to do online courses, you actually, it's the beauty of it. They can do it at their own time, or they can do it when it's quiet, or they can do it on a nap. And the apps are really cool as well at the moment. If you're creating your own app as a hotel, you're creating your standard within the app. They can answer the questions. They will get points. They will get, they can move to the next level. And so it makes it much more efficient than trying to get the staff out of, the restaurants for, 3 hours course, which has always been a hard, things to do. So being able to do that on an online, and obviously you'll never, you will never lose, you will always have to have that on shop kind of on the restaurant training, but have the basics of your standard, have the basics training, basics etiquettes. This is super, and I was in Mumbai last November.
Wow.
I was doing a presentation for the marketing congress, the World Marketing Congress out there, and
Mhm.
I talked to a gentleman. Again, he was in hospitality as well when he first started, and he does all the gaming, virtual gamings, and he was doing a presentation on this. And suddenly, Harry, I thought, oh, would it not be cool? And I'm sure somebody has already done that, but to be able to create a hotel, virtual hotel, and take
Wow.
staff through the virtual training on that is taking it to the next level, isn't it? So
Yep. Yep.
anyone's watching this video and wants to do a program with me, let me know, because gosh, I've got the vision. I know the person who could do it, and this would be amazing. Imagine a big group, Sheraton, Hilton, Holiday Inns, those big chain, being able to have their own hotel created as a 3D, and the staff just being trained as they go along. Oh, this is what technology is all about, isn't it?
This
How
is
incredible.
this is different level, like taking up different notch. Um,
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to the next level. Please, somebody.
Also, one more thing I'm noticing: a lot of people have taken over social media, which is good, but some I notice without understanding its depth, because social media is a platform. Definitely, yes, you can amplify, but if it is done in a right way, it gives the right message. It's going to echo what we say or what we throw. It comes back multifold. I've seen people uh, understanding it probably, or not able to understand, so that they have a different approach towards it. Every day posting a motivational quote would bring business. Every day posting a picture or a video is going to bring business.
Mm,
It's not. It's going to, unless and until I resonate with my mission, and anything and everything which is going to make them think about my brand and my mission and vision statement, and think about me. And that's the way to pull the people, or make them realize that there is a brand here which caters this kind of service. But
mhm.
I see just filling social media pages with some posters and some videos is going to help bring business. How do you see this this kind of approach, this kind of a culture?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of social media. I'm quite in love with it. I must admit, I think people unfollow me because I do feel it's such a powerful way to communicate your message. and in a way, so we need to think about social media. So it's not it is a way to sell things, of course, so you're selling your services, you're selling what you're doing. We are all in business after all, let me just remind you. But it is also a way to teach things. We all want to learn new things. It's a way to be able to have fun and be entertained, and watch something that it's going to make you connect, on an emotional. Who are you? How the person know about you in your business? Create that, create that brand that people are going to love, because they see you, and you're being authentic with who you are and your message. And so that, again, Harry, I think this is a big part of what is my marketing plan. We talked about business plan, but yes, what is my marketing plan? Why am I using that channel? How am I using it? Who is my target audience? Who do I want to connect with? And I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, but everybody would use me." And
Wow.
yes, of course, a lot of people would use you, but the more you can talk to somebody who is really kind of the person who's going to listen to you, who's going to love you. Remember, people buy people. They connect with you because they like you. They've seen you smile. They get what you're trying to say. They're understanding. Maybe they're watching us and they're like that with their head. Yeah, Claire, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, So they're gonna go to my YouTube channel and they're gonna subscribe. That's what you want to do. If you're posting something is just not connecting, and also, I mean, the algorithm of all the channels are
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it, Harry? So
yes.
so it's bad enough when you're doing it right that you can't always get in front of your target or just, but when you're not doing it right, it's even harder, isn't it?
Exactly. Because what's also happening is when it comes to coming up with the strategies or coming up with aligning with the marketing plan, which is missing nowadays with most of the companies, what I see. Uh, Probably because now they are kind of little bit panicking when it comes to, okay, now we are in crisis. Somehow we have to, get our customers back or clients back. But sometimes this kind of panic approach might not work. We
Mm.
have to sit down, understand what really is required, realign your thinking, realign your strategies, realign your approach, and then it happens. Maybe it takes some time, but it will definitely save much time later when we go ahead and redo the whole thing again. This I'm noticing as well.
And
And
it's
sorry,
everything as well, Harry. It's not just a post. Is what words do you use?
uh,
What color do you use? What is the sound of your voice when you're doing it? What is the logos? What are the hashtag that you're using? Is everything that you're doing actually aligned with you and your brand and how you're doing it? And this is what's, when you see it done right, it's just, you can't even see it because it's just streamless, isn't it? It's just like, wow, this is so cool the way they've done that. And but it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. I know a lot of people think social media is free, but it's not free, because you take a lot of time and effort to create things that people are going to connect, thinking about words that you're going to use, using a hashtag that people are going to follow. And so this is, all this takes time. And like you said, if you don't do it right at the beginning, you're going to spend a lot of time and money, and start again in 6 months' time, for sure.
exactly, because when it is not planned right, and then again when redid it, it's going to again incur more efforts, more time, more money, and it's better to sit down uh, and then ensure that, I remember, I think it's a saying from Abraham Lincoln: if I have to cut a tree, I would spend, I think, 8 hours sharpening the axe,
Yes.
and rather than just cutting with, and then 2 hours. If I'm given 10 hours to cut the tree, something in similar lines. I've read that, and it actually struck me hard. Like, prepare yourself well. It's okay to take time, but then once you start, do it right.
Mm.
Thank you so much. Now we move on to the third segment, which is a surprise segment. in this segment, I'll be asking you a couple of questions, which are totally imaginary, and you can now slowly spread your creative wings, and you can, and then you can answer. The first question is, I'm going to give you a time machine
Okay.
with which you can go to any period you like. There are two options. I'll give you two options. You can choose which one you want to answer. One, you can go back 20 years before and rewrite your life, or or you can go to any period, meet your favorite person, a leader or a writer, an author, speaker, whoever it may be, like spend 1 week with that person, come back to 2020 and you write a book on him. Which one would you like to choose? Rewriting your story or meeting a leader?
I think I'll rewrite the story in a little way.
Okay.
Because I said to you, Harry, I worked at Disney World in Epcot Center 25 years ago this year.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was an amazing time. And I was young and I was free and I was single. And every day we were working hard while we were playing hard as well. And during that pandemic, we've actually Epcot Center, Disney, we've all come back as cast members. We've got some groups and on Facebook, and we've all started meeting up again, which has just been amazing. Just and putting some photos from 25 years ago was just amazing. But now, where I am now in my life and what I'm doing, I wished I would have learned even more from Disney when I was there. So if I could go back into a time machine, I would go back to that time, and actually I may have spent a little bit less time partying.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay.
And a bit more time actually at Mickey Mouse University and learning even more, from them, learning new techniques and seeing how they're doing things. So I could bring that back now. And although I'm I love the way they do things, I probably think that, if I'd learned more then, I probably would be where I am now earlier, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because this, okay, so rewriting.
Yeah, so I think, it'd be a really amazing just to be able to go there and actually ask more questions, learn more things about the customer experience, the employees
Mm-hmm,
engagement, how do they do this? And actually that's what they do now at, they've got the university where you can go and
mm-hmm.
spend a week out there, and that's what I need to do really. Just need to go back
Then,
and spend that time with them. But I think the journey would have been different if I'd learned more. Perhaps I would have done what I'm doing now earlier than maybe going back into hotels and working in hotels for such a long time. Maybe I would have done that a little bit earlier.
now, the second question is, I'll give you a magical one. One
Okay.
swish, you can change one thing in the world. What would you change?
Well, I think, and I believe that this pandemic has woken up a lot of CEOs and a lot of businesses
Mm-hmm,
on what they do and how they do it and how they take care of people. But if I did have a magic wand, I could just give that bit of magic to bring more yin energy into businesses, bring more care into businesses, make them feel that how important their employees are, looking at the environment and ensuring that they're creating an environment where people feel cared for and care after their customers. So if I could have that magic wand and we could bring more care into businesses, that's probably what I would want to do. Yeah. It would be magic, wouldn't it? You'd go, at the moment or before, actually, those figures were before the pandemic. 88% of people who works in the US feel they work for an organization who doesn't care about them. Imagine that. That 8 out of 10 people, Harry, who
mm-hmm.
get up every morning and go to work for an organization who doesn't care about them.
Wow.
It's crazy, right? And now probably even more with that pandemic, people
Yeah.
stressed, people are more anxious. They need to feel that you're doing something right for them. They need to feel that they want to be with you throughout, all this, continuing the vision and the mission. And taking care of your employees and your customers is absolutely key, people.
Thank you so much. Now we move on to the third question. Uh, uh, you can choose to answer, or if you feel like you don't want to answer, it's okay. Uh, you have governor there or a prime minister for your place? Prime ministers, right?
We have senators, yes, and we have a chief minister.
Chief minister. Okay. Now, business success guru, global business success guru, Claire Boscq now becomes the chief minister.
Yes.
So, what areas would she like to change, especially the main sectors? What would you like to see changed? Like, if you, there are three sectors you can choose. It can be water, sanitation, hygiene, or gender equality, livelihood. It can be anything you want to choose. Three sectors you want to see changed. What would you change?
Well, I think I would. I think I'd come back to what we talked earlier, Harry. Is about training and education, about training people, and really creating a lot more opportunities for people to learn how to feel good in themselves, how to feel good with others, learn skills that they can learn a job, learn skills that they can do social media, and a lot more of that, developing the businesses, but also developing the young people. The education that we have probably here in Jersey is amazing, and compared to other countries, I'm sure we're doing really well. But how can we prepare our young people to the business environment when they come out of it? What tools, what training do they get to actually realize what the real life is all about? And again, we're bringing those skills, how to build rapport when you're 17 years old. It's how do you talk to a 17 years old?
Yeah,
Being able to give them those kind of tools is just going to be amazing, because they're going to have an advantage on everybody else.
yeah.
I talk to my daughter is going to be 18, and my older child is 22 now. But when they go for something, they go for an interview, they go for something, and I'm kind of coaching them, and remember this, and remember how you do that, and look, and make an eye contact, and have a smile. Those are little basic things, but if they don't learn them, it's never going to happen for real, and that's really important when they move from, being at school to being in a workplace. Being able to talk, to communicate, have great personality, and being able to share that is so important.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we move on to the gratitude segment where you can thank people for who you owe your success to. You can name them and pay your gratitude to them.
Oh my gosh, Harry, I've got too many, too
You
many,
can,
too many. But you know what? And again, we talked about entrepreneur and startups earlier, and that period of time. And we would have had that conversation 4 months ago, Harry. I probably would have been in tears, and I probably would have not even agreed to do that interview, because the world is shut around all of us. And
Mhm.
with an entrepreneur, and I'm a single mom as well, so I'm kind of, my tribe around me are the people who have helped me, supported me. And sometimes you're so proud and you don't want to be asking, and if I say that, they're going to think that I can't cope. And actually, those are the moments when you really need people around you, when you need your tribe. So don't try to do it all on your own. So if any of my friends, my family, you all know who you are, have been supporting me, and not just over the pandemic, but over the last, 20 years, 30 years, and it's been just amazing. And again, I live in Jersey, my family is in France, And sometimes just a phone call to your parents and just to say, how are you, and hearing their voice is it's what you need just to feel like you're doing right. And also one last one that I can't not say, but I'm so grateful for my children. I am such so proud of them. They are two incredible children. They've grown to be amazing young adults now. They are, and everything that they've always done, for us to be together and to give them, the best that they can do, and they're just amazing. They're really, really cool. So, so yes, anybody, and my customers and my, people who believed in me, there's just too many people, Harry, to say. My shoppers, when I had mystery shoppers, all the people who were mystery shopping for me, my assistants, all those
Uh-huh.
people who've just been, and it's amazing because that's what a business is about, isn't it?
Okay.
It's
Thank you.
that
Eh,
tribe.
it actually helps us to understand the crux of business, and when you have this kind of support and people help you, that it makes it even better. Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
thank you so much, Ms. Claire. Like, we touched on various areas on business, and we analyzed it. We spoke about what all you have seen. What is your stand on certain current topics? How do we face and embrace the current change which is happening industry in all the industries globally? A lot of areas have been
Mm.
touched, and you really broke it down into small pieces for people to understand, and possibly could also use that. And definitely about the virtual hotel, and about the online courses. Can you please tell me about the courses which you offer?
Oh, yes. So this is exciting. And Harry, I'm going to say something. It's an exclusivity. So I'm just starting to talk about it. So you are the first person I'm going to tell you
Wow.
this. You're really kind of, you're the first one to know about it. I am just about to launch next month. So in a few weeks' time, my
Mm.
new book,
Mhm.
and it's going to be called The Secret Diary of a Mystery Shopper.
Oh.
Ooh. You're just as excited as me, aren't you?
Yeah, because when you say secret diary of a mystery shopper, there are two things: secret and mystery. And then imagine the power it's going to bring to the reader.
Absolutely. So the Secret Diary of a Mystery Shopper, it's real stories that happened through the
Mhm,
eyes of a mystery shopper, of a secret shopper, and being
mhm,
able to give the companies the real stories, and then what could they be doing, behind that, or if that happens to them, what's that benefits and how can they improve their own business. So we'll have the good, the bad, and the exceptionals. I'm going to be doing a new YouTube channel, so come and follow me if you want on YouTube.
mhm,
I'm going to have a new keynote presentation with different things. So I can't say too much because it's just really exciting, but it's going to be
mhm,
super. And then online courses. So absolutely, the online courses are there. You have any type of real basic customer service, or you have things like NLP training. You have the mystery shopping online course that I have as well in there, which again is a brand new online course that we have. And so there's a lot of different online courses, which is, can I say the website because it's slightly different than my name?
yeah, please.
Yeah, so the online courses, if you want to look at bqbcxinstitute.org, and this is where you'll find, all the online training. If you can't find that, just go on claireboscott.com and then go on training, and then you'll get the link to that particular page, which is fine as well. This is a training for customer experience. What tools can we give employees, people who are in businesses, so they can deliver amazing customer service, so they can feel good in themselves, they can feel good with others, and they can really care after their customers. So that's the training part of it.
Wow. And is this website correct? claireboscott.com
Yes,
in the
so
scroll.
Boscq.com. That's right. That's the main website. So if anybody goes on there, you can just look through it. You'll find that everything about the online training, the keynotes, and next month with a new book.
Okay. Okay. I wish you all success. Thank you so much for allocating 60 minutes of your life to share a lot of interesting informations, not just from books, but from your own experience in such a nice manner. Thank you so much, Claire.
I really appreciate.
Any closing remarks from you?
Just go and care, go and buzz, and go and strive.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye. That was Miss Claire Boscq from UK. A lot of information shared in a very interesting manner and high energy. And every single information which she told, which she shared, was from her experience. That's what matters, because not just from books, but from the real time experience she has shared. The pearls of wisdom came out in such a nice manner, and when she explained it, you can tell the level of enthusiasm and the amount of energy, every single word which came out from her mouth. Please do visit Boscq.com, and also in there any other info, because it's just not one area. There are other courses which she offers. So definitely go to our website, clareboscott.com, and get